Most people know Tesla, but almost nobody talks about Lucid. And that's weird because today I'm standing next to a car that can travel hundreds of miles on a single charge, produce supercar level performance, and quietly challenge what many people think the future of transportation should look like. Here's the question: if this car is really that good, why isn't everybody talking about it? Is it too expensive, too new, or simply ahead of its time? Today, I'm going to spend time with the Lucid Air and find out what makes it different. Not just as a car, but as a piece of technology. How sustainable is it? How does it affect the way we travel? And could cars like this eventually replace everything we know today? The feature that shocked me the most. By the end of this video, you'll know whether the Lucid Air is just another EV or one of the most important cars nobody is paying attention to. Let's find out. Before we start driving, let's take a second and look at what we're actually dealing with here, because this isn't just another electric car. This is Lucid's attempt to challenge some of the biggest names in the automotive world. And honestly, that's a pretty bold thing to do. Depending on the version, this car can cost anywhere from what some people spend on a family sedan to what others spend on a small house. Yeah, welcome to the luxury EV world. But here's the thing, price alone does not impress me. A car can be expensive and still be disappointing. We have all seen that before. What matters is whether it actually delivers something special. And on paper, Lucid came prepared. Big name, big performance, big technology, big promise, very big promise. The question is, how much of that survives once you leave the brochure and enter the real world? Because trust me, by the end of this video, there are a few things I absolutely loved. And a few things Lucid needs to change. Take me to Howard Park. But we'll get to those later. And I'm not here to tell you this is the perfect EV. No car is perfect. I'm just here to find out whether the Lucid Air deserves more attention than it's actually getting. For now, let's take a closer look. Now that we have seen what the Lucid Air is trying to be, let's talk about why it looks like this. Because believe it or not, everything you're seeing here exists for a reason. At first glance, it looks elegant, minimal, almost simple, but underneath that simplicity is a lot of engineering. And honestly, that's one of the things I appreciate most about this car. Lucid didn't just design this car to look futuristic, they designed it to move through the air as efficiently as possible. That's why it's called Lucid Air. And the futuristic look is just a side effect. Think about that. Most cars are designed to look fast. This one was designed to actually be efficient. And efficiency is kind of a big deal in the EV world, because every little bit of air resistance matters. The harder a car has to push through the air, the more energy it uses. The less range you get, which means more charging, which means more waiting, which means more opportunities for you to question your life choices at a charging station. So Lucid attacked that problem everywhere. Look at the car, look at the door handles. They are flush, not because they look cool. Look at this baby. As you approach her, it's inviting you to enter. Although they do, they're helping reduce drag. Look at the wheels. Even the wheel design is helping airflow move more efficiently around the vehicle. And notice how smooth the body is. No unnecessary drama, no fake vents, no giant spaceship wings. Everything feels intentional. Now here's something really interesting, because this was designed from the ground up as an electric vehicle. Lucid wasn't forced to follow traditional gasoline car proportions, which means they could move things around completely differently. And the result is one of the strangest things about this car. from the outside, it doesn't look enormous, but inside, you'll see later that it somehow feels much bigger than your eyes expect. It's like one of those tiny houses on YouTube where somebody opens a door and suddenly there's a second floor, a kitchen, a gym, and somehow a bowling alley. That's the Lucid Air experience. And this is where sustainability starts becoming interesting. Because when people hear the word sustainability, they usually think beaches. But sustainability isn't just about beaches, it's about efficiency. If two vehicles have the same battery size and one travels further using the same energy, that's engineering doing its job. And Lucid has become known for chasing efficiency almost obsessively. Now, that doesn't mean everything is perfect, because while I love how clean and elegant the design is, some people might find it a little too safe, a little too understated. It doesn't grab attention the same way the Cybertruck does. Then again, not everybody wants their car to start an argument every time they park. The Lucid Air feels different. It feels confident without needing to shout. I love the engineering here, but if you are someone who likes aggressive styling, this may actually feel too conservative. And honestly, the more time I spend around it, the more I understand what Lucid was going for. This isn't trying to be the loudest car in the room, it's trying to be one of the smartest. Alright, let's step inside. And immediately, you start understanding where some of that money went. Because this doesn't feel like a traditional luxury sedan. It feels more like Lucid tried to combine a car, a lounge, and a technology product into one thing. Seriously, this thing feels huge inside. Remember earlier when I said it looked smaller from the outside than it actually is? This is what I meant. I genuinely was not expecting this much room. It's like the engineers somehow found extra square footage behind hiding somewhere. If you're carrying passengers, road tripping, commuting, or simply trying to avoid sitting shoulder to shoulder with another human being, you're probably going to appreciate this. Now, let's talk about these screens, because no luxury EV can escape the screen Olympics. Every manufacturer seems to be competing to see who can give it the biggest display. At some point, somebody is going to put an IMAX there in the dashboard. Lucid isn't quite there yet, but they definitely brought a lot of screen. Some buyers love physical buttons, real knobs, things they can touch without looking, and like many modern EVs, Lucid is leaning heavily into screens. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't spend hours diving through every menu and every software feature. I'm not going to pretend I did, but from what I experienced, the layout felt clean, modern, premium, and more importantly, it didn't feel overwhelming. Because sometimes technology becomes the problem it's trying to solve. You open a menu, then another menu, then another menu, and suddenly you are applying for citizenship inside the infotainment system. Thankfully, this didn't feel like that, and that's important. Because great technology should not demand your attention, it should quietly help you. Now, one thing I really appreciate is that Lucid didn't just focus on screens, they focused on atmosphere. The glass roof makes everything feel open. The materials feel upscale. The lighting creates a calm environment, and the overall experience feels less like sitting in a machine and more like sitting in a space. That's a subtle difference, but it's one you'll notice. And this is where the humanity side of technology becomes important, because most people don't spend hours drug racing. Most of us spend hours commuting, taking kids to school, driving to work, sitting in traffic, picking up groceries, simply living life. And if a vehicle can make those moments more comfortable, that's technology serving people, not technology showing off. Okay, so the Lucid Air uses this package, and what's hidden in this is a key. So this is the key that is used to unlock the car. Take a look at how cool it is. Just look at that, it's beautiful, and then it's written Lucid right there. Beautiful. It's also authentic. So the way that you unlock this is you have to press here. You just have to tap. It's touch. You just have to tap, and then it opens. And then the battery for the remote is behind. Alright, and also one thing that you have to know is that when you're outside and then as you approach the car, it automatically opens. So that's beautiful. Alright, and this is actually my first time driving a Lucid Air car. Now that said, I do think there's a risk here. Some buyers love physical buttons, real knobs, things they can touch without looking. And like many modern EVs, Lucid is leaning heavily into screens. Some people will love that, others may miss the simplicity of traditional controls. And honestly, I can understand both sides. And trust me, there is still one thing we haven't talked about yet. Wait until you see how much stuff this thing can actually carry. You know, one thing I think a lot of car reviewers get wrong is that they spend all their time talking about horsepower, screens, range, specifications. Those things matter, but eventually every car becomes a part of somebody's daily life. Nobody wakes up every morning and says, "Wow, I can't wait to use 800 horsepower on my way to buy toothpaste." At least I hope not. Most of us spend our time doing normal things, going to work, taking road trips, running errands, visiting family, simply living life. And that's where a vehicle reveals who it really is. Because after the excitement wears off, you're left with the experience. And honestly, the Lucid Air feels like a vehicle designed for people who spend a lot of time behind the wheel. The cabin is quiet, the ride feels refined, the visibility is good, and everything seems focused on reducing stress. That's something I think manufacturers often overlook. Making a fast car is impressive. Making a relaxing car, that's difficult. And in a world where everybody seems stressed, busy, distracted, and constantly rushing somewhere, there is something surprisingly nice about stepping into a space that feels calm. Now, does that mean everybody should buy one? Absolutely not. This is still a luxury vehicle, and luxury vehicles come with luxury prices. For many people, that's going to be the biggest obstacle because no matter how impressive the technology is, a six-figure price tag is still a six-figure price tag. And that's where the Lucid Air gets interesting because it isn't trying to compete with affordable transportation, it's trying to compete with premium transportation like Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Tesla. And if that's the conversation we're having, I can understand why people are paying attention. Alright, this is the moment I've been waiting for because a car can have amazing technology, amazing range, amazing engineering, but if it isn't enjoyable to drive, none of that really matters. So let's see what happens. Alright, so I am back and it's really hot. So I'm gonna turn on the fan. So first of all, I have to put on my seat belt, and then I have to hold the gas pedal, hold it, then the car is ready, and then I have to turn that down. Now it's ready. Oh, I see that. Oh, I think my ancestors felt that. That wakes me up, and that's the thing about electric vehicles. No drama, no raving, no running, no motivational speech. You touch the accelerator and suddenly you're having a conversation with gravity. The power delivery is immediate, smooth, effortless, and honestly, a little ridiculous. What's fascinating is how calm everything feels while it's happening. In a traditional performance car, the engine is yelling, the transmission is working, the entire vehicle is announcing its intentions. The Lucid Air doesn't do that. It just quietly rearranges your organs. And that's a very different experience. Now let's talk about ride quality, because here's something I think Lucid understands extremely well. Not everybody wants a sports car. Most people don't spend their mornings attacking racetracks. Most people spend their mornings attacking traffic. And this thing feels built for that reality. The suspension feels composed, The cabin stays quiet, road imperfections are handled confidently, and the overall experience feels refined. It's almost strange because the car has serious performance available, yet it rarely feels like it's trying to prove anything, and honestly, that might be one of its greatest strengths. Now, here's what surprised me most. This car isn't trying to win you over with one thing. It's not the fastest, it's not the cheapest, it's not the loudest. Instead, it's trying to be exceptionally good at almost everything: efficiency, comfort, technology, range, performance, space, and somehow it manages to combine all of those into one package. Which brings us to the bigger question. What does a vehicle like this actually mean for the future? Alright, after spending time with the Lucid Air, I think I finally understand what this car is trying to be. And honestly, I don't think it's trying to be a Tesla killer. I don't think it's trying to be the fastest car on earth, and I don't think it's trying to get attention every time it enters a parking lot. Then I have to press here to park. Okay, now it's parked. Oh, I thought it was going to be here. Oh, it's right here. So I just have to press this and then it opens. What Lucid seems to be chasing is something different. Balance. The balance between performance and comfort, technology and simplicity, luxury and efficiency, the future and everyday life, and that's not easy to do. Now let's talk about who this car is actually for. If you're looking for the loudest vehicle, this probably isn't. If you're looking for the cheapest vehicle, this definitely is not it. And if you want your car to start arguments online every time somebody sees it, the Cybertruck already has that job covered. But if you're someone who values comfort, technology, range, quietness, and thoughtful engineering, the Lucid Air becomes very interesting. Especially if you spend a lot of time driving. Now let's talk about the quirks, because every great vehicle has them, and every imperfect vehicle does too. Things I think could be better. Some buyers may want more physical controls, some enthusiasts may want more steering feedback, and depending on where you live, the service network may still feel less mature than some competitors. Take me to Howard Park. Those aren't real breakers, but they matter. And if I'm being fair, they deserve to be part of the conversation. So here are my scores that I rated. For the engineering, I give it a 7.5 rating. For comfort, I give it a 7 out of 10. Excitement, 8 out of 10. Attention from strangers depends on whether they are car people, but that will be a 6.5 out of 10. And for the design, they looked simple like other cars, but the front design was really smooth, very smooth and cool. And then for the sides, it looks like this, you know. Yeah, so it's pretty cool and futuristic and stylish. So that was amazing, and I will give it a 6.7 rating, which is not that bad. The inside looked really cool. The seats, they seem normal to me, but the technology inside was really impressive, especially the screens. Wow, that was amazing. I will give it a 8.5 rating out of 10. The screens were really beautiful. There's a device right there to control the atmosphere and other things. And then the front part of the car has the other features that can be used to control the car. Overall, 7.5 out of 10. And here's why. The Lucid Air does not feel like a company trying to copy the future. It feels like a company trying to build its own version of it while pushing the boundaries of futuristic cars. And after spending time with it, I think that's what makes this car special. Not because it's perfect, because it is not, but because it approaches problems differently. And honestly, the automotive industry needs more of that. So what do you think? Would you choose the Lucid Air, or would you still take something else like Tesla, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche? Let me know down in the comments. I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts. And if there is another vehicle you would like me to explore next, guys, please let me know in the comments section. And as always, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.